Hey guys, how you doing? What we did on the last video, we looked at the outside lapso. So that just means now there's an obstacle between myself and my opponent. And instead of trying to move around to my opponent like this, like with a windscreen wiper, just take the obstacle out of the way and go and do the punch. And of course, we'll do it simultaneously, because if we do one after the other, the risk is I do one and maybe that's the next one. So instead, we're just doing one movement like that. So one or 2 points on the use of the lapso. Well, one thing is that when we do this, we're starting off with our opponent or with our partner in a static position. There's 2 reasons for this. One, these are techniques for beginners. So before we move on to looking at what we're going to do if a punch is actually coming in, for the moment we're just simplifying it. We're just keeping everything static and moving from that position. The other thing about it is that in Wing Chun, our strategy is what I like to call the Terminator approach. So when the fists are up, he could do a high punch, he could do a low punch, he could do a circular punch. There are so many variables. So our approach is to take a Terminator approach. We just stop the punch being born in the first place. So that's the reason for that. 1 or 2 points on the use of the lapso. Let's look at the finishing position. When we actually do the lapso, whether it's the outside lapso or the inside lapso, the finishing position we want the bones of my forearm to be perpendicular with the apex of my opponent's forearm. Now, if I'm like this and he pushes back, I can't hold it. And similarly, if I'm like this and the pressure's against my thumb, I still can't hold it. But if the bones of my forearm are perpendicular to the apex of my opponent's forearm, when he pushes back, it's just so easy to hold this and to control it. So that's just a little thing. The other thing when we're doing the lapso itself is that I'm not snatching with the fingers, because if I snatch with the fingers, he can just quickly pull his arm away. So what we want is that when we're doing the inside or the outside, the pressure of his forearm on my palm automatically closes the fingers. So that means if he goes to pull his arm away, he can't. I'm just going to follow it. So this means it's important that there's no gap or time delay between making contact and then closing the fingers. Because if this happens, when I make contact and there's a gap, he can take his hand away and I can't do it. So we looked at the outside lapso the last day. Now we're going to look at the inside lapso. And again, it's against an opponent. He's standing here like this, the arms are up, and the hand is a little bit on the outside of my forearm like this. So from here, I'm doing an inside lapso and a punch at the same time. And then when we do this, we can just follow on with maybe say a few elbows as an example. Or from here, when we do this, as well as doing a punch, we can also do a palm strike. And as well as doing a palm strike, we can also do a chain cell under the jawline into the side of the neck. And then as well as doing that, we can do a V-step using our right leg going forwards. And that's going to have a lot of pressure on the side of the neck. And then we can follow up with 1 or 2 things, like this, and we can pull down. And from here, just stamp on the back of the leg and bring it down, just to control the person. So that's really it, guys. That's just 1 or 2 ideas on the use of the inside lapso against an opponent with the arms up. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Tom.